got a plan. I have got a plan for legs today. Now, that plan is very broad. That plan is pump my legs up as much as I possibly can. And the details, the details will just fall into place. I don't think anything cool came about from a very, at least at an initial idea standpoint, from someone just thinking, step one through, like everything starts off very broad and then gets pinpointed down to the specifics. So the specifics of this workout to be determined, right? To be seen once, we start getting warm and actually into it and really start making those executive decisions. But overarching, I'm thinking hamstring curls of seated laying variety, maybe superset that into some bent over Smith machine RDLs as kind of like either a pre-exhaust or like a burnout style set. And then for quads, leg extensions definitely going to be the primary mover, but I think a little bit of leg press in there doesn't hurt. Back squats, I don't know. Might chill. Might need to chill on back squats. I said I was going to chill on back squats last leg day, and then instead of chilling on them, I just did like 5 plates for 10. I could have done 11, I think, but 10 was starting to feel pretty freaking heavy. And right now, I shouldn't really press heavier than twice a week, or than once a week, just because that's a good loop of time, enough where, okay, my knees are good, everything's good, I can still come back and press again, but not so wild as like, just getting to the point of overdoing it, starting to get tender knees, things like that. But either way, today will be good. So I need to get, I don't need to buy it, I just need to rent it for a day. I need a jack. I need I need a pallet jack. That's what I need to kind of move the equipment into its at least reasonably final place, because I moved a bunch of the leg equipment out from underneath the little like second floor kind of position. So now it's taking up a little too much space. So the leg day will look a little bit bunched up because all the leg stuff is just right there in a little bundle right in front of the door. But yeah, after the Olympia, I'll get that all sorted, and then I've got some plans for that upper level, but it's going to take a little while. It's going to involve some carpet, it's going to involve some paint, it's going to involve some stuff, but nothing that's going to affect today's lift. So I think nothing else to say there. How about we just get in there and freaking get started? All right, the plans shall go as follows. So I want to do 3, maybe 4 sets of leg curls and leg extensions going back and forth between the two. So kind of an equipment hog to replicate the start. And honestly, if I could get hamstrings really worked after just 2 or the 3 sets of curls I'm going to do, that's what I'm kind of aiming for. Obviously, I want to like condense my work into every set, but I want this to be mostly hamstrings because I want to continue to get hamstrings worked after this leg extension hamstring curl combo on a leg press or on a press of some sort. I'm not sure which one specifically just yet. So I think hamstrings, we'll go lightish. But let's start with hamstrings. So curls, straight up, squeezing, nothing fancy with this one. And then leg extensions, as the first working set, it'll be the same thing. Heavy, but not too heavy, right? If I want to really load my quads, especially now that I'm dieting, I don't want to overdo it too early and then get my knees sore, right? That friggin' sucks. So instead, let's be a little more conservative and start squeezing and then work your way up. In an off season, I like starting crazy hefty, but that is a legit approach, I think, dieting-wise, that just makes a little more sense. Still bring it, even though it's a lighter set, but go a little lighter and just save your tendons the trouble. So, only 200 out of the 205 available. So I'm really going to squeeze these. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a few more of each of those. This is starting to freaking hurt. Oh, jeez. I mean, in a good way, burning wise. Oh, goodness. Yeah, shit, I think 3 of these is going to do the trick. At least, you know, to start. Yeah. Ooh. One more of each, and then we'll change it up. Okay. Oh, one more set of just straight up leg extensions. And then we can change it up. My favorite part of this machine is the fact that as your legs get more pumped, you almost have to move a notch because your leg becomes too thick. So it's just kind of a good, like, physical proof that shit's going down. But I can already feel that. Whew. All right. All right, let's change it up a little. One more leg curl, this time laying, and then one more set of leg extensions, but they'll be a little different next time. Then we start pressing something. All right. Okay. All right, back to leg extensions one more time. All right, instead of heavy, let's do some alternating 5 reps with a bit lighter weight. So the point isn't moving so much weight, it's making the weight work. So, that's a 70 feel. All right, how about 100? Good round number. All right, okay. Okay. All right. Let's press something. Oh my gosh. Some pendulum should work out well. So we had to move a bunch of plates over from the leg presses. So this is almost 3 plates. 2 full-size plates on this side, and then 4 10s on this side. I don't think I've ever used more than 4 10s on one lift in my whole freaking life. But relatively, this is not that crazy. So rep-wise, I mean, it's gonna be more than 10. I can say that for freaking certain. All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking leg extensions as the pre-exhaust, and then just 3 plates on the hack will be a solid combo. Yeah. 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 Ooh. Okay. All right. I think let's just finish with some leg extensions. No. Let's start with the light squeezing, holding, burn out with a few, and jump around the back, do some body weight assisted sissy squats. Then we can pose down. Feeling like a beast today, at least pump wise. So only need 115. Nah, make it 100. Yeah. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. Let's see how legs are looking. All right. I don't know if it's... Well, actually, I can check. Because I was sweating today. Let's see what we're looking at. 76. It's not crazy. So, maybe it's just me. I only had like 900 calories so far. I'm going to eat a huge dinner later. But sometimes I save a little bit more food for later. Maybe I could have just eaten it before and gotten a little bit more fuel for the workout itself. But let's see how we're looking. So one thing I'm starting to notice is even unpumped on anything, I'm starting to get a little bit of quad vein, like just from sitting down. Just from sitting, doing basically zilch. The quad veins are beginning to show themselves. And yeah, I mean, this is substantially veinier than my last leg day. So that's good for me. Let me do a little vein pop and really bring them out. Make sure we're in focus. Oh my goodness. I can barely even get a big breath just to freaking squeeze them. But no, yeah, that was good. So even standing, the leaner that my legs get, what really changes, thickness, not so much, but relative thickness becomes decently apparent. This whole chunk of knee, which is really just a bundling of all the tendons that go into this joint, it doesn't have any substantial muscle. So the leaner you get, all this extra, fat tissue that's just evenly distributed everywhere will begin to sink in, and it will just reveal how small your joint is, making the meat of your legs look that much more impressive. Let's get a little lat spread going here. Oh my goodness. Oh man. But that's what I want to see. Veins, cuts, and a swollen set of legs that would make you say, hey man, do you need an EpiPen? You seem to be having an allergic reaction. But let's get these lights off, freaking roll. I've got a painful thought. I've got a truly painful revelation that I just went over in my mind. There are people out there. There are individuals with, you know, potential hopes and dreams and everything. And they've never had a leg pump. They've never even been in a gym. The idea of getting big for its own sake and the enjoyment of not only the results themselves but also the process of reaching them never even crossed their mind, you know, which might be a good thing. Because I think, well, I don't know. I'm not one to gatekeep the gym. That was before my era of 2018 when I started working out. 2012, 2006, any kind of social media comment sections about working out, I mean, these guys would be like, you know, you gotta earn the right to wear a stringer in the gym, you know, or you gotta, you know, we're all so addicted to our phones. Nobody brings up phones as much now, but it's like, you know, don't be texting on your fucking, like, you gotta pull a Jay Cutler, put the phone away, right? Don't let anybody bother you with their negative shit. You know, somebody calls you with their problems, hang up on them, you know. But now, not so much, right? But what do you think that carrying capacity is? The real metrics that I would love to know about the world in general, or at least the first ones that come to mind, are just basically everything to do with working out. Who is the strongest, you know, percentage-wise? Who goes the hardest? Like this, I really want to do this. Like, if there's ever going to be some workout videos with exercise scientists, like, I'm not talking the social, I'm talking like legitimate, like brainwave neural reading, like covered in like little electrical nodes and whatever sensors. What I would really love is to be able to, or for someone to have like maybe a neural reading. So they put a headset on you, and then they put different pads on like whatever muscle you're trying to work out, and have a quantifiable readout of your effort. I'm sure somebody could do it. I mean, if you get the right waves or like reading of the just whatever, because then there'd be no excuse, you know, because then, like, imagine you could really do a 1v1 of, you know, you and somebody else, where you've both got all the things on, and you can quantifiably see the readings of, oh, this guy went about 50% and then he gave up like a punk. This guy went 100% like a beast, and he was seriously getting after it. Like, he did a real set to total failure, and he didn't fake it. He didn't just give up. You know, that would be a reading I'd want to see. And, you know, after you've worked out for a little while, obviously it'd be kind of skewed if you just took somebody off the street who'd never worked out before. But with decently experienced lifters, you know, even 6 months in and later, I think that would be a pretty decent metric, right? Honestly, if out of everything, we talk reps in reserve, we talk frequency, we're talking volume, you know, should you do full body? Should you do one body part twice a week? Should you blah, blah, blah? Look, those are all, they're not metrics. They're approaches, right? They're just kind of goals to be met to satisfy the routine. But it's hard to quantify, you know? It's not a guarantee. And that's what makes working out so tricky, because the judge of a good workout and the judge of your effort, or like how hard you need to go to reach the goals you want to achieve, no one else can do it for you. No one gives you a grade after a workout, because only you know how hard you went. And you're only going to go as hard as you want to go. There is no getting dragged along. I mean, unless you've got like a trainer who's really just hands-on with your workouts and is like bringing you through and making sure you do everything, like full-on Nick Harper era. But is it Nick Harper? Eric Harper? I don't remember. Well, either way, but you're only going to go as hard as you want to go, which, yeah, that's just a blatant statement. right? But think about it a little more, right? Because some guy who doesn't really want it, maybe he wants it a little bit, but not enough to really bring it, well, he's never going to get the results from working out, because all of his sets, he might be taking it to like 30% effort. And you don't just get a 30%, in the, let's say we've got Gym High School, right, or a TV show, Gym High School. There are no classes, but you do get report cards every quarter. And on those report cards is your consistency, your effort, diet, sleep, hydration. And then there's like extracurriculars like workout edits, where like you make your workout into a cool edit and see how cool it can look. But with the main portions, it's okay. This guy, his consistency's off the charts every day. Ooh, his effort is an F, and his diet is a D. That's not a passing grade. You're not going to pass like that, And there's normally an even distribution beyond or up to a point, and then at a certain point, it jumps. Right? There's actually two kind of peaks of this average. Right? Let's say people who have a membership. Let's cut down a study to people who have a gym membership at all, and they actively got it for themselves. So that's this portion of people. And then this x-axis is how hard, or no, it's not no. The x-axis is how many people make up this portion of the curve, that'd be the y-axis. And the x-axis is who's getting the most results. So it's going to look like this. A lot of people down here at 0, and then, these people are getting 30% results. They show up, they're not totally in the zone. They're not in their own world when they're working out. And that may not be the reason that they're in the gym. So this is kind of another way you have to look at it. Not everyone wants to be crazy workout guy 24/7. And that's not a problem. Like I don't look at someone who's working out in a casual sense relative to like someone where working out is their job. So obviously they've got extra motivation. Like that's not bad, right? I'm just using it as an example. So a lot of people are here in this curve, kind of just, they're coming in, they're not really going insanely hard for whatever reason. Maybe that's just really the level of working out they want to do, which that's fine. But my problem arises where it's the people who want it. And not only they might not want it for the right reason, but at least they want it. They want to be big. Maybe they want to show off. Maybe they want to feel better than everybody else. Or maybe they want to get over on somebody else and say, look how big I am now. I bet you wish we were still together. Look, I'm bigger now. So for whatever crazy motivation they might have, they want it, but they don't want to do it. They don't want to really, do the stuff that's boring. They like to come in the gym and get a pose picture of like a semi-pumped lift and say, oh, good workout. But the work wasn't there. Like, you left that part out, So there's people like that. And then I think there isn't a middle ground, because no one who is super consistent and super into their diet is going to slack on the training. And someone who's really serious about their training is going to see the value of improving their sleep and improving their diet and eating in a specific way to improve their workouts. So there's kind of this correlation of raising the bar in every aspect of the gym, inside and out, where like the more seriously that you want to get after it, and like, okay, I want the results of people who are serious, that means in turn I have to get serious to get them. So there's a lot of A students who bring it, and then there's a lot of C students who just kind of, they think showing up is enough. And what I'm not trying to put someone like that down. I'm trying to say, have you really been bringing it? I know you want a bigger bench. I know you want a wider lat spread. What are you waiting for? Right? Nothing anyone else is ever going to do is going to change the results that you get when you're in there. So it really is. You can lead a lifter to the gym, but you can't make him pump. You can lead him to the cardio section. You can't make him pedal. Right? You can lead him to the wherever, but you can't make him sweat. They've got to do it because they want to do it. So that means that they have to have this mental shift, or maybe an awakening, you know. For me, I don't think I did. I was pretty serious from the beginning. I wasn't as optimal as I could be now. Like, I think my training, like if I was working out with all my knowledge now, I think I probably could have sped up the process a little more. But for the most part, the effort was there from the beginning just because I liked it. But if you're kind of just, you've got this ball of mental energy flowing around in just your vicinity. Oh, I want to work out. I want to lock in. You know, it's wintertime. I want to be a different guy when summer comes around. Maybe I'm gonna come back from college and people they're gonna see I've been working out or whatever, or all these guys I've got a bunch of guys in this one class I go to, they all work out. But then it just fades, right? It starts to bubble up, and then it just dissipates back in the freaking ether. But it's right there, right? It's yours for the taking, but something has to happen. So either this guy, this hypothetical dude who's like on the edge of getting into it, maybe he's got to see a certain video that gets him amped. Maybe he's got to have a discussion with someone, maybe just in passing, that somehow hits a freaking switch in his mind and gets him going. Or maybe, you get hit with a low point in life and you say, fuck. And then you have your own kind of rebirth in a way. It doesn't have to be that serious. But any little mental shift could, be that initial spark that just gets something started. So that's where, honestly, that's probably the only reason I even sit on TikTok anymore, is pre-lift, sometimes mid-lift, and post-lift, watching just edits that get me freaking amped. I'm talking like an All Might, I'm talking Jay Cutler, I'm talking Tom Platz, I'm talking Kevin Levrone, I'm talking anybody who's crazy about something. And then watching that in like kind of a cool short music video or just whatever, just gets me excited to lift. So I think we're certainly in a primed state of motivation. If you can separate the motivational cool stuff from, random trash jargon that just is trying to addict you to scrolling so that you can keep, clicking on random ads because your Alexa listened to you say that you said something, So try to avoid that part of it, right? And then make use of the real, just motivational gems that are sitting out there. Or start making your own. Ooh, yeah, take it a step further. Don't wait for it. Make it happen. Actualize it. Yeah. But plan for tomorrow. Headed out to Vegas. So, yeah, this is going to be a good freaking week. I'm just getting excited because I know it's honestly, the Olympia has got to be the biggest congregation of freaks in the world, along with the Arnold. Probably the Olympia and the Arnold. Those are like, somehow if you did the stats on average body composition of people getting on flights or traveling or booking hotel rooms, beginning of October and end of February, they spike, right? Because people are coming out in a freaking pilgrimage to see this just monoliths of muscle, whether they're competing or just coming to spectate. And it's a guy you've never seen before whose biceps are bigger than, you and your buddy's head combined, right? So if you've never been, I would certainly recommend it, right? And I mean, what do you got to lose, So I know it's a little short notice to say that now, but maybe make a plan for the next expo that's reasonably near your area. Yeah, but nothing else to say. So I'll see you for something tomorrow. It might be chest and it might be back. I'll just have to think about it.